ChatGPT has over 180 million users, but the truth is, most people don't really know how to use it to its full potential. So if you've ever felt like you're just scratching the surface with what ChatGPT can actually do, you're not alone. After spending countless hours experimenting with different techniques and exploring different strategies, I've uncovered some incredibly useful tips that have transformed my experience using ChatGPT. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the top 5 tricks that you can start using today to master ChatGPT. Whether you're looking to supercharge your productivity or simply spark some new ideas, these tips are going to turn you from a beginner to a pro. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to share one secret tip I found that massively improves the quality of responses that you can actually get from ChatGPT. Tip number 1 is to learn how to master role playing. You see, ChatGPT can be anything you want: a fitness coach, a business consultant, a travel planner. But most people use ChatGPT the same way that they would use a search engine, simply asking it a question and seeing what answer it spits out. The thing is ChatGPT doesn't really work at its best when you treat it like a search engine and just ask it questions. It actually works at its best when you give it an identity to become. Let's say you're going on vacation to Paris. Instead of asking, "What should I do in Paris?" where you're going to get a pretty vague and general response, it's much more beneficial to first give it the identity of an authority within the context of what you're asking. For example, you are the world's best travel planner. Create a 5-day itinerary in Paris, including must-see landmarks, local dining spots, and hidden gems, all within walking distance or a 20-minute drive of one another. After giving it a role and really telling it what to do, you'll end up getting much better and more detailed responses. The magic lies in the fact that ChatGPT, unlike search engines, has the ability to simulate expertise based on all of the real human knowledge that it's been trained on. But the key here is to be specific. You want to be as clear and as detailed as possible about the role that you want ChatGPT to play. The more that you can drive it in the direction that you want it to go, the better it can respond to fit your exact needs. The way that ChatGPT gives you information can actually be crafted to fit each specific scenario by using 3 different things when you message it: length, format, and tone. Before messaging ChatGPT, first think about how much information you actually need from it. For example, let's say instead of reading this entire research paper, we just wanted a brief summary. We could copy and paste it into ChatGPT and say, "You're a world-class scientist. Summarize this research paper in less than 100 words. Okay, it looks good, but what if we need to turn that research paper into a presentation and we want to use bullet points to make it more readable? We could change the entire format by saying you're a world-class scientist and expert-level presentation maker. Use this research paper to create less than 6 slides explaining the key takeaways with bullet points and make it as detailed as possible." Looks good, but it's a little complex, right? Like, what if we wanted to dumb it down a little so we could give this presentation to people who have no idea what this research is actually about? Let's go back and ask ChatGPT to rewrite it in a tone that everyone can understand. "You're a world-class scientist and a skilled communicator. Rewrite this presentation in a simple, conversational tone suitable for a general audience." All right, now it's perfect. In each of these messages, we were able to shape the length, format, and tone to really best suit how we needed the information to be presented in that specific scenario. With those 2 tips alone, you're well on your way to becoming best friends with ChatGPT.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep!
But just like real best friends, sometimes ChatGPT is going to say things you don't actually want it to say.
Oh, wow!
So tip number 3 is to give ChatGPT restraints on what it shouldn't give you. Let's say you want to use ChatGPT to help you plan your meals for the week, but you're a picky eater. You could say, "You're the best chef in the world. I need you to give me a meal plan for the week, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Give it to me as a bulleted list broken down by day, and do not include meals with any broccoli, Brussels sprouts, or kale." Just like we learned before about being as clear and specific about what you do want, it's just as important to be as clear and specific about what you don't want to get the best responses from ChatGPT. But sometimes giving it a role to adopt, telling it what you want and how you want it, and even telling it what not to do, just still isn't enough. That's where the next tip comes into play. When you're looking for a very specific type of response from ChatGPT, you want to give it examples of exactly what you want. You could think of examples as like a map that ChatGPT can follow to really understand your exact preferences. Let's say you're looking for a new show to watch. Instead of asking for recommendations, you could provide an example of a show you already like. So you might say something like, I love the show Stranger Things, list out some other TV shows that have a similar vibe and style, and tell me why you think I might like them without giving away any spoilers. And while that's an easy and effective way to use examples to get better recommendations, I think the most powerful way that you can use examples is in getting ChatGPT to imitate a specific type of writing style. So for example, if you need to respond to an email from your boss and you want ChatGPT to write it, but you want to make sure that it actually sounds like it's written by you could give ChatGPT an example of a previous email that you've written your boss so it knows how you write emails to them. So you might message it something like this. Here's an example of an email that I wrote my boss. Now, using the style and tone, write a response to this new email from my boss. But what if you're having a conversation with ChatGPT and you're still not really getting the information that you need from it? There is one more thing that you can do, and that is to give it feedback. Just like training a dog, you want to reward ChatGPT when it does the right thing. Simple phrases like great job or that's exactly what I'm looking for actually go a really long way in communicating to ChatGPT that it's on the right track. But more importantly, you want to let it know when its answer actually falls short. And the best way to do that is with really clear feedback. So instead of saying something like that isn't helpful, be specific about where ChatGPT actually missed the mark. For example, you might say this response didn't include enough details about whatever it is that you actually asked. You could even take this a step further by offering suggestions on how the response could actually be improved. You'll notice that talking with ChatGPT is not unlike talking with a real person. Getting the best answers really just comes down to asking the right questions in the right way. What's kind of amazing is the more that you treat ChatGPT like a human when you talk to it, it'll actually give you better responses. According to research, ChatGPT tends to give better answers when asked respectfully. What's even crazier though is the study found that impolite messages that were either demanding or disrespectful resulted in answers that were less accurate, more biased, or even missing crucial information. And it doesn't stop there. Another study found that there's actually one phrase that you can use before asking ChatGPT a complex question that massively improves the quality of responses. And it's so simple. Take a deep breath and work on this step by step. Researchers found that when that phrase was used before a complex math question was asked, it caused ChatGPT's answer to go from correct only 34% of the time to correct 71% of the time. To be honest, it kind of makes sense that this works, seeing as how ChatGPT is trained on human interactions, and at least from my experience, I work way better when someone is nice and gives me time to think. So beyond role-playing, telling it how you want your information and telling it what not to do, and even giving it examples and feedback to further refine the information it gives to you, simply being nice to ChatGPT could be the key to getting the best responses from it. If you like these tips, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button and bell for more ways to get the most out of ChatGPT and easily incorporate more AI into your life. See you next time.
Oh, wow!